Looks like we're live. Good morning. It is Wednesday, February the 12th. We're here to see what the market has to give us. Ooh, CPI data just came out. A little bit higher than expected on the inflation numbers. Maybe a no bueno. Did the market like it? Did the market like it? It doesn't look like it did at this point. Let's go take a check. Good morning, all who are coming on. Good morning. Good morning. Come on, tell the people that we're here. Let the folks know that we are here today. Let me see. Let me get a shorter time frame. Looks like SPX is down around 6,011. Ooh, that was a big old drop. Let me show y'all what I'm looking at on the screen because I want you to be able to see what I see. I want you to see what I see. Okay, so this is where we closed. Well, not really closed. This is SPX over XPX 400. So it shows us like overnight. You can't, even though you can't see SPX um, overnight. SPX 500 gives us some insight. All right. So this was yesterday. Yesterday started here, ran all the way up till about here, which was 6,066. It's where it closed yesterday. And we're currently at 6,012. So about a 40-point drop. Gonna be a little bit of a gap down in the morning. Gonna be a little bit of a gap down, I believe, this morning. Yes. If we're currently at 6,011 on SPX 500 and we were at 6,066 when we closed yesterday, currently that's a gap down. We're about 30 minutes, 32 minutes, 33 minutes away from the start, away from the open. So that is that, right? Anything interesting happened yesterday? Well, we had a few people who had earnings yesterday. Volatility in SPX was kind of up and down, which that's kind of the day, right? You have to look to see whether your strategy is an up down strategy or is it one that really needs the trend. If you need to have more than one strategy that you're working in a consolidation situation. You have a strategy that you use there. Maybe you use your VWAPs. Maybe you use your moving averages to help you. If you've got more of a trend, then you have a strategy for your trending. Now, we're sellers. I'm a seller. So as sellers, we just want to know where price is not going, right? That's where price is not going. And we take our time. For me, like yesterday, I waited till end of the day, till about 3:30 and started looking at SPX. 340, I entered 342, I think it was. I entered a trade. 18 minutes left before the market closed. That means I'm only exposed to SPX for 18 minutes, which I'm telling you is plenty. Okay. And then I did another trade at like 358, something like that. But I'm in there 20, 30 minutes, and I'm like, well, it's been wonderful. And you tell SPX, woo woo, see you later. See you later. I have a whole strategy that we use, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But that just being in SPX for a hot minute, no complaints. It's just even the 20 minutes can feel like an eternity, but at least it's not all day. It's not all day. Yes. All right, let's go see what's welcome everybody. Good morning. Good morning. The VIX right now, it's almost 9 o'clock. The VIX is at 17.06, up a little bit. VIX's volatility's up a bit. Yep, these CPI numbers, they didn't come in where they thought they would come in. Right, let's look over here. CPI came in at 830, 0.4% on the month over month for the core CPI. Overall CPI month over month is 0.5%. And CPI year over year is 3%. All of these are a little higher, 0.2% higher, 0.1% higher, well, actually 0.2 higher than it was anticipated. The forecast was 0.3. We came in at 0.4. Forecast 0.3 came in at 0.5. Forecast at 2.9 came in at 3.0. So it's up a bit. It says green, but that means it came in a little higher than they wanted it to come in. Not sure why this is not red, because, maybe because it's a bigger number. Bigger numbers are automatically green and smaller numbers are automatically red. But what if we want it to be smaller? Anyway, that's where we are with that. CPI is not quite where they thought it should be. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Drew. 10 o'clock, we have Powell speaking again. He testified yesterday at 10 o'clock. He's going to testify again today. Now, yesterday he was able to sidestep some of the questions. But I'm thinking today, he might have a little bit more trouble seeing that CPI numbers have come out. He might be asked a few more things like, okay, so what's your plan, sir? What's your plan? Crude oil inventories are at 10:30. FOMC member Bostic will speak at 12 o'clock. The 10-year bond auction, which is a volatility maker, at 1 o'clock. Federal budget balance at 2 o'clock. Trump is supposed to speak sometime today. Lord of mercy. Listen, ding, 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 ding. When Trump is going to be speaking, you need to know volatility will step right up to the podium too. Volatility is like, oh, we speaking? I'm coming. Don't go without me. It's definitely volatility will come too. So depending on what you got set to trade today, as a seller, you might want to wait a little more, because we do know once Trump starts speaking, the market does a big move. Okay. It doesn't say what time. That's the bad thing. It says tentative. So when is that? Whenever he decides. I'm ready. Let's go. 5:05, we'll have Waller speaking, but the market will be closed by then. Hey, Janae, and hey, Marcia. Good morning, YouTube. Basically, I was commenting about is President Trump is going to speak sometime today. Powell is speaking at 10. At least you got a time for that. Trump is going to speak sometime today, probably after Powell, so he can make some comment about Powell, Lord of mercy. In all your glory, Jesus. Okay, so on investing.com, we've got the CPI stuff was all here, right? 10 o'clock, we've got Powell. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. Then looking at just the 3 stars. 10-year note auction at 1 o'clock. We don't have President Trump on this investing.com list. Maybe they don't have a time either, so they didn't even put it on their sheet. Like, we're not even going to put it up there because why? Just know it's coming. SPX 500 is hovering down around 6,000. That was just on that chart. This morning we had CVS earnings, Generac had earnings, Heinz Kraft or Kraft Heinz had earnings this morning. After market closes today, some anticipated Reddit, Robinhood is going to have earnings today. The Trade Desk, so TTD, Albemarle, Cisco. Those are some anticipated earnings. Cisco, TTD, Robinhood, and Reddit. Those are going to be anticipated. Tomorrow morning, we've got Datadog, DDOG. John Deere is tomorrow morning. Crocs is tomorrow morning as well. People seem to be trading it. PG&E is tomorrow morning. Sony is there. GE, Duke Energy. Those are all tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, Coinbase, Twilio, DraftKings, Roku, Airbnb. Those are all tomorrow afternoon. All right. Let's look at Adam's numbers. Yesterday's setup was the failed breakdown of 60.46 through 50 at 9:30 a.m. in SPX. My daily target was 60.73. We hit it at 11 a.m. yesterday. It's been resistance ever since. CPI at 8:30. Let those runners work now. If you had some runners going to the upside, they might just be cooked, as they say. Plan 60.58, 60.46 to 50. Must hold on CPI traps to keep 60.89, 95, and 61.06 alive. We dip if we're below 60.46 down to 6,000, which is where we currently are right now. The gap between SPX and ES is about 20 points. If you're trading XSP, then we've got 611 on the call credit spread side and 600 on the put credit spread side. I want to go take a look at to see if Adam put out another tweet. It's the ES future. So he's trading the stuff that's happening right now. SPX, of course, can't be traded after market and the post market and the pre-market, but ES futures, those who trade futures, I don't trade futures. So if anybody ever comes to your inbox talking about their trade, can I trade for you? I'm doing crypto. Can I trade for you? That ain't me. Okay. Just so you know, that ain't me. Okay. Just so you know. Let me go see. I'm checking out to see if Adam put another tweet out. If we got anything new since we've had this big drop. Let's see. I do see a link, a little click here, a notification, if you want to call it that. Let's see. 14 minutes. Yep. Let me see if I can bring it to the stage. Bring it to the stage. I can. Okay. Now we're taking 20 points, 20 points off of all of these because, again, Adam trades ES. Muted CPI reaction, as written extensively, we've been in a range between, for us, would be 6,000 to 59.95 for a week, with 60, 66, and 20, 60, 66 to 70 as the magnet. So this would be 60, 46, 60, 50 as a magnet. Yep. They triggered to range support, and we saw 6,004 for us, 6,004 so far. Take away 20, 6,004 so far. Yesterday's 6,038 low must recover to return to the magnet if 6,000 fails. So for us, 6,000. If 6,000 fails, then we break the range and we go down to 59.80 to 84 or 59.69. So our low for SPX would be 59.69 if 6,000 gives way. If 6,000 gives way. So let's minimize this. Where are we at now? Hovering around 6,000. So if 6,000 gives away, we're going down potentially 59.80. Yep, 59.80 is where we would potentially be going. Let's see what I saw there. 59.69. So 59.80 and 59.69 would be the numbers. Low, 59.80 and 59.69. I put it in the comments. Okay, because this is where we're on the low at this point. We're going down. Yeah. All righty. We'll see how this plays out. We've got 30 minutes or 20 minutes to watch. And as sellers, we watch anyway. As sellers, we watch anyway. We watch. We don't jump in there all hot and fast because we don't have to. Sellers, we're like the house. We've got the upper hand. We just wait, see what happens. After all the dust settles, then we go in and pick up the pieces. We go in and do our gleaning after all the dust settles. We're going to be like Ruth. Hey, Tanya. All righty. I've recorded a video, Maximize Your Money. It is 5 budgeting hacks for traders. You can go over to the YouTube page if you're not already there. 5 budgeting hacks for traders. All righty. This is our list for the week. We've got Morgan Stanley's on our list, which we're going to look at that again today. UPS is on our list. I believe we're already in the UPS trade. I'm pretty sure that we're already in UPS. Let me look to make sure that we're already there. No, did we exit UPS? What happened? I don't have UPS on my screen. That means we need to look at it. UPS on both sides. Pepsi's over here on the call credit spread side. Exxon, which is, oil. Wells Fargo is here. In our moderate risk area, we got Amazon and Google, Qualcomm, SLB, Bed Bath & Beyond, General Motors, SMH. And if you're looking at cash secure puts, we got Big Bear AI, which has been moving a bit. It pulled back just a little bit yesterday, but it's decided to go on back up. QUBT, SoFi Sound, and Rigetti are over there in the cash secure puts and covered calls area, right? We trade all of these strategies because we're sellers. These are our strategies that we trade. Today, we're going to look at some stuff. We're going to look at Morgan Stanley. We're going to check out IBM, see what they got going. JP Morgan. Go check out Apple today, too. We don't generally trade Apple in my community, but we're going to look at it. Apple is showing up bearish this morning, or not just this morning, but it's been showing up bearish. We'll show the chart here in a minute. And we're going to go over there and see if we can find us a few dollars off of Apple. Yes, we are. And XOP, which is like the ETF for energy, and Tesla. We're going to go get us a high risk trade because Tesla's high risk. So we're going to go check it out and see what we see. But, we don't do nothing that's risky and dangerous. So I don't give any investment advice. We look together. And if you decide you want in, then you jump in. If you decide and too rich for my blood or whatever, you go into your sim, right? We don't not trade it. Well, because we got paper trading accounts. You can go into your sim and you can test it. You can test it out or test it out over there. I was going to say check it out and test it out. It became tested out. No, that's not what we're going to do. Okay. I want to go look at charts before I go here. So let's go back to the charts before we talk membership. Okay, here's our Apple chart. I said we were going to look at some Apple today. I was thinking about what were my top 3 trades this week. I was remembering on my call on Sunday, I think I was so focused on getting off the call because I wanted to make sure people wasn't like being taken away from the Super Bowl that I forgot to give my top 3 trades for the week. I didn't give my top 3 trades. And IWM was on my list. That's what we ended up trading was IWM. And Microsoft ended up being on my top list. And we traded AbbVie. But I'm liking Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan, which is why we're going to swing back around and check on those. I've traded JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley a good little bit over the past few weeks. And it's done what it's supposed to do. It has done what it's supposed to. This is Apple. Apple, honestly, from this 50-period moving average is showing more neutral than it is showing bearish. I guess the bearishness would come from the fact that it is got a little downwards trend, but we also have an uptrend here. So it's really more neutral. It's been in this zone between 247 and 219. It's been in this zone for a minute. This is the daily chart. Once it left 219, it went up as high as 247, but it's kind of hovered in the middle of here since then. So we're gonna check it out. Yeah. We haven't given Apple a few dollars. Can return the flavor. Yeah. We got to watch that IWM. Let's go look at it now. IWM will get moving, especially because people will ship their money out of the big stuff into IWM. They'll go, oh, money over there. Let's go put our money in IWM. And then we'll be like, no, don't go run us up. But you see, IWM is also, it's on the bullish list, but it's this blue line is my moving average, my 50-period moving average. And it is on the upwards trend a bit, just a little bit. Okay. What I like, where do I like on IBM? 218. Honestly, 222 is where it currently is in the pre-market. It done dropped a few points. Yeah, as you said, 221.98. As Tanya said, gotta watch it because I think we've got strikes in that area. I know I do. I do. I got strikes in this area. 222.5 is my put credit spread strike. So we've got to keep that in mind. But if we want to go underneath there, we've got 218 for support and a 214 on the daily for support. Let me turn on. I was doing some more learning last night about the VWAP. Looking at the VWAP, if we anchor it for the week, let's see what kind of VWAP information we got if we look at it on the weekly. Well, the weekly's only been a couple of days, so we don't have a lot of data. Let me switch it to the monthly so I can get a little more data in there on the VWAP. We can anchor it at different time frames, and it'll give you the bounds that have to go with. Yep, the month is good because it's what, the 12th? Do a little bit of treaching and training here. Looking at the inside, I feel like it's harder to see when all of the bands are filled in. So let's unfill the bands, but keep the lines. That way you can see the shaded part in the middle is the first band. Price is hovering in there. Generally, about 85% of the data will stay inside of these first two bands. 95% will be inside of the second two bands. And then 99% of the price action will stay between the outer bands. Generally, price wants to stay around VWAP. It will drift away, but generally it'll drift back. So if we're looking here, our VWAP looking at 223, which we're outside of that now once the market opens. Let me see. Let me put it on. Oh, I need to do a shorter time frame. And I need to tell it I want extended trading hours. Now that we can see, that'll give us that we're currently outside of this bond bands and we're into the second band, right? That'll help us to see where would be good places if we're looking for strikes. We want this to level off. What would be good strikes for us for the week? We'll come back to that, of course, when we're in our community where the training and the magic happens inside the membership. That's where I show up as my best self inside the membership. Make sure that everybody there can understand and get what they need, because we're training traders over there, not just calling out trades, but training is happening, because I want to make sure that we know what we're doing and we can grow on our own even after you're no longer with me, right? I want to train master traders, not just call out, which I'm all the fan of call outs. I've been in a place where we've done call out. I've been a partaker of call outs, and I think call outs are great while you're learning. But along the way, you should be learning enough to start to pick your own trades, and that's what I'm after. I'm an educator, so I'm definitely going to teach a woman to fish. Teach a man to fish too. Just I seem to have a lot of women, but I do have a lot more men than I thought. So I teach people to fish. There we go. I teach fishers to fish. This is SPX. Sorry, SPY. This is SPY right now. Big old drop. We're at 598.85 in the pre-market. And triple Q should look similar because they seem to do that together, right? They seem to go together. Oh, today might be a good day for a gap fill play. So this is definitely going to gap down. We're about 12 minutes from market opening. Still between the two bands though, which is good. IWM we talked about. Morgan Stanley, let's go back to our daily chart. See what Morgan Stanley looking like. Close a little bit below VWAP. JP Morgan. Closed above VWAP. When you're above VWAP, let you know that the buyers are in control. Below VWAP, let you know that the sellers are in control. Alrighty. I was just speaking on the membership. I'll swing back to that. The option seller zone membership is what I run. We learn, trade, and profit the seller's way. A supportive community. Much, much, much love to the community. Profitable strategies for less screen time. Daily profits to grow your account, training, and support. During the day, especially a couple days a week when I'm teaching all day, I don't have the time to be looking at a screen because I'm focused on, trying to convey pre-calculus information to students who are playing on their phones. I teach adults, by the way, who scroll their phones while their teacher is teaching. I don't get it, honestly. I don't get it. That I won't even go there. I'm not even gonna go deep down that rabbit hole because anyway, it's the generation we're in. So that's what we have is the Option Seller Zone membership. It is $97 a month, or if you wanted to get it for the year, $997 as an annual membership. Pay for it for the year and ride out with us. Yes. All right. Yeah. Over at educator2trader.com. SPX playbook yesterday, well, actually Monday and yesterday, made $150 on Monday, made $150 on SPX yesterday. And all I did those 2 days, as far as the end of the day, I did a couple of trades in the morning with the community on some credit spreads for the week. Yeah, child, I ain't watching the market when I'm teaching. But at the end of the day, like yesterday, all I did was do that SPX trade at the end of the day that I mentioned earlier. I entered at 342, entered again at 358 with credit spreads. That's all I did yesterday and made $150. Now, $150 a day, can you use an extra $150 a day? If you can use an extra $150 a day, you really might want to look and see, well, let's see what this SPX playbook thing is all about, especially because the strategy, the book is $27. Book is $27. We traded together. I jumped on a Zoom call with the membership yesterday about 3:30, and we looked together at the numbers, figuring out what we were going to do, right? And we did it together. That's what we do as a community. We hang out together. And I know if you're trading, you would like to be together, which is why people sit on calls and listen to the folks and hope they hear something that prompts them to make a move. But when you're on with us, we got Zoom going. You can see the screen. We're pointing directly to what's there. We're able to ask and answer questions. That's all that happens in the membership. That ain't happening on no Discord. All right, not happening. The person might call out something, and they may go radio silent. You're like, well, are you still in the trade? Are you gone? What did you do? They ain't told you nothing. They just going on about their business. Entered and exit the trade without you, and you sitting around going, wait, are we still in this? Then you don't want to ask because you don't want nobody to respond back crazy going, I'm in it until I say I'm out. Well, all I'm doing is asking. I'm just asking. Anyway, the Candlestick Mastery calendar 2025 talks about different candle patterns for every month. It does have a little calendar element, but that's not the focus. The focus is definitely on the candle patterns. What are they and how do we use them? You can grab you a copy of that at the website. You see the link there on the graphic. Capital MEL, capital INSP as a bit.ly. Capital MEL, capital INSP to get you a calendar. All righty. Where we at? There we go. Moving forward. Oh, we're about to open up. The Option Seller Bundle includes all of the strategies that I teach. Cash secure puts, covered calls, credit spreads, SPX, how to create a trading plan. And if you're brand new to options, you can go options 411 and start there and work your way up from there. And if you're somebody who likes to short sell the shares, that's like a tongue twister. Short sell the shares, then there's a resource in there for that as well. All right. I believe I covered everything. E2T freebies. E2T-freebies.com is where all the free resources that I have available are. You can go over there and avail yourselves. One of the main ones there is a charting webinar of how do you read stock charts. And that's an important thing because many people don't know how. And you need to know that because when we're on that call with SPX, we're looking to see what are the candles doing. And that's what gives us some type of confirmation of which trades to take, right? Especially when you got 15, 20 minutes left, you need to know what these candles are doing. I was going to say is doing. You know what these candles are doing. All right. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my accounts growing steadily. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I am a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. That's our daily declaration for traders. And our daily prayer, Lord, it is you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen, amen. All right, we're about 5 minutes from the market opening. I'm going to look real quick to see what's on SPX 500 to see if it has done any recovering. And we're on the 15-minute chart. We'll look. It's at 6,010, so it is, well, currently looking like it's trying to recover and going back up. Looks like might be a down day for sure. And let's see if there's a gap fill underway. All right. Okay, everybody. I will see you in the market. I want you to do two things. I want you to, number one, stay green. Number two, I want you to get this money. And number three, I want you to have a great, green, profitable day. All right. I'll see you in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye, Drew.